Beautiful beings, RozyGlow here. Just checking that I am live and everything is going fine. I have got a little update for you ahead of this full moon in Sagittarius, which is taking place next Wednesday. But I'm going to be hosting the full moon manifesting meditation Sunday morning, 11:30. For those of you who do want to take part, remember this is now a private event. It's not on the YouTube channel. Only the new moon meditations are. But this is because we go deep. And what we did with the last new moon meditation, which if you haven't checked out yet, please do. It's got some really important coding in it. We were reprogramming the gonad of our cell, the nucleus of the cell, which we used to believe was the brain of the cell, but we now understand that the cell membrane is the brain of the cell in terms of how it executes functions or gets the rest of the cell to operate. And what we were reprogramming the gonad, the testicles, the sperm with, is the message, I am safe and supported in all ways. I am invincible. And that was part 1 to part 2, which is the full moon co-creation meditation, which is all about the cell membrane looking for evidence of I am infinite eternal joy. Now, there's something very interesting that Bruce Lipton talks about in terms of the cell membrane, the way it's made up, and it's sugar-coated is the best way I can describe it to you. I'd highly recommend go to the new moon video that I created and look in the text box for the links that I put to Bruce's videos, because there's a couple of really interesting little videos there that will help you to feel so much better if you've been feeling attacked or you've been feeling threatened in any way, which, to be honest, it's difficult not to at the moment. Now, a very interesting thing about the cell membrane is basically its function is like the skin of our bodies, and there's a nervous system connection as well. Now, I know I'm not being very scientific in how I explain it. Bruce is much better, but I wonder how your nervous system has been feeling. As we move towards the full moon, which is a fire moon, Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's all about burning away what's in the way, having the courage to move forward, to not back down, to blaze through, create new territory. What this really brings us into is the fact that we are moving out of the survival that we've been like programmed to be sort of looking out for. Everything is threatening. I must work hard to survive. To, oh, life loves me. Life is supporting me and looking for evidence of that. And I am preparing myself to thrive. This is the shift that I've been proposing through this new moon and full moon co-creation meditation. So we're planting the seed, a new seed, the conscious seed that I am safe and supported in all ways. I am invincible. And then we are reinforcing that by kind of programming the sugar coating of our cell membrane to look for evidence of I am eternal infinite joy. Why? Because any change we want to see in the outer world has to first of all start from the inside of us, okay? To be sovereign means that we are autonomous. It means that we respect and value our inner authority rather than looking externally all of the time for validation of whether we are safe or not. We create that safety inside of us first as a vibration, and then we see evidence of it in the world around us because we have created that vibration. We are transmitting that vibration, we're radiating that vibration, and therefore we attract evidence of it. That's working in the exact opposite way at the moment in the world today, right? So if you look at the world stage, and I have to say, like, you know, I just don't even put the television on or the radio on. I don't listen to anything anymore because it just triggers me into nervous system fight, flight, freeze response. Like everything is like fear, 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 fear. We're safe now. No, fear, fear, fear. We're safe now. No, fear, fear, fear. And it's all about something outside of us saving us. But actually, those of us who are in this process of awakening recognize that we are learning to save ourselves. And yes, there are a lot of threats out there. I'm not the only one who's been feeling incredibly strange. I've just come back from being away for a few days, expecting to come back feeling really well rested. I feel odd, like I feel like inside I'm fizzing, kind of burning up. I have friends who've been commenting on having headaches, feeling really drained, really foggy. Any of you who've been feeling like this, please let me know. And also let us know whether or not you've had the you-know-what or not, because I haven't. And although I keep being invited to have it, even though I am not in that risk category, wonder why I keep being invited. Ultimately, we're in a situation where basically we are constantly under attack. Unless we choose, we are safe. We are invincible, we are supported to thrive, and when we do choose that, everything that's in resistance inside of us and in our energy field is going to come up. So you may well experience some conflict coming up for you, because if you're programming your inner world to say, I am safe and supported in all ways, I am invincible, I am infinite eternal joy, every bit of your conditioning that says no you're not is going to come up. And you may have experienced some conflicts with the patriarchal system externally. Myself and my husband got barred from our local pub. I'll explain more in another video, but we are definitely contesting that. However, it has brought about, all we did was stand up for truth, for justice, and speak up and basically challenge a narrative. And as a result of that, we were shut down. Now, this is what's going on in the collective in terms of what we say gaslighting, right? You know, bullying behavior, coercing, emotional manipulation. Consider how much of that you are seeing in the world around you. Consider how much of that you read daily. And remember that today's headlines are yesterday's, like, they're just old news, because whatever is said today that we take on as truth changes tomorrow, because the headlines are changing all the time. So we can't go on anything and go, this is the truth and it's staying this way, because it's constantly changing. Now we're learning that truth is subjective. For the most part, all of us are having a very different experience based on how we perceive the world. And those of us who've been working to deprogram from the collective fear, from the collective survival instinct paradigm, bear in mind that there's nothing wrong with survival instincts, go there in a sec. We're seeing things very, very differently to those who are really in the fear. However, we have other fears to process that need to be burned away. And that is the gift of this full moon in Sagittarius. This is definitely a time, cleanse your crystals, cleanse your crystal grid, cleanse your house. Like, it's time to burn away all the bits of you that are internally in resistance to what you say you want. Because if you keep unplugging from out there, only deal with what is in front of you, that is yours to deal with, that is your personal experience. Don't go looking for trouble, because you will find it, right? Just deal with the stuff that's coming up for you. Unplug from everything. Create that sovereign state within you by claiming your higher self, by claiming your I am presence, by filling yourself up as best you can with the energies that you know support you. In this way, when we do this and we look inward and we keep feeding that vibration, you'll start to see the narrative shifting around. And you'll start to see it consistently shifting. But we don't look to the outside to tell us whether we're safe or not. We affirm we are safe. And then we see evidence of it. At the moment, we've got thousands of years of conditioning that says we're not safe. And you know, your survival instincts are really great for like true and impending saber-toothed tiger type danger. Run or you're going to be eaten. But they're not great for running our lives. They're very, very exhausting to the nervous system. Very exhausting to our mental capacity, our mental health, very exhausting as a result to our physical health. And guess what? That lowers your immune system and therefore makes you more prone to any type of attack. All the ladies out there, there's a big conversation going on at the moment in terms of our menstrual health, our fertility, whether or not we really are safe or not with everything that's being proposed at the moment. And, you know, I noticed that the main news channels have been reporting on this and dampening it down, but this is the point. Again, we look outwards to go, is this okay or isn't it? And we get told, there, dear, don't worry, everything's fine, until, oh no, actually it's not fine, we've discovered this now. And it's like, it's all very predictable, right? If you are looking to that mainstream narrative to tell you what's going on, it is only ever going to reflect the fear narrative and what is in the past, because those who are seeking out the truth are ahead of the game. Those who are seeking out separating fact from fiction are ahead of the game. They're seeing beyond the play of the battle. They have the bird's eye view and they can see what's going on and what's taking place. So this is the invitation. Do you want to speed up the process in your life for being able to let go of the density that stops you thriving? If you do, you want to take part in that full moon meditation on Sunday, okay? Do you want to feel more confident to trust your inner authority rather than keep looking externally for the validation that you're never going to get, which says, yeah, it's safe to be in your power? The powers that be at the moment don't want individuals to be powerful and autonomous. We are incredibly difficult to govern when we are in our own sense sovereign, okay? So those of us who want that sovereignty, it comes with a price. The price is you might not be very popular, okay? If you are in your truth and those around you are in denial, it's not going to seem like you are very popular, all right? We're all experiencing this. This brings up the fear of persecution. This brings up feeling like a victim, feeling rejected, abandoned, betrayed. All of this stuff is coming up. But when we clear it for us And we do this work gently, gracefully, and easily. We choose to align with the most graceful ascension timeline for all of humanity. We do the inner clearing work that we are doing. It affects those around us, whether they're conscious of it or not. It raises their frequency. Okay, if they don't want to evolve, then it's going to be uncomfortable for them, but they're still going to be having their frequency raised. And the beautiful thing with this is that all it needs is a little bit, the bar to be raised for everybody a bit, and things shift around us. So this is why this work is so important. And self-care is essential. You know, ultimately, I'm having to, I'm really being careful about what I'm saying in these public spaces. If you want to hear me speak more openly, please join my mailing list, RozyGlow.com. Okay, sign up to the free Star Salutation Prosperity Practice. I'm just about to make a video about the invites I've been getting, and also some of the more valuable content that I've received that's helped me to feel confident in the choices that I am making. Because when you have a sense of something, you know it, your heart knows, it will look for evidence of it, right? When your brain has a sense of something, it's going to look for evidence of it. Now, the heart knows before the brain does, all right? The heart knows the difference between a lie and a truth. The brain can get very, very confused between what is being said and what is being felt, and it will always go with what it perceives with these five senses rather than the deeper knowing that we have. So that's why we have to unplug from looking for that external validation, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in the world at large, whether it's in terms of our personal goals, right? We go inside, we ask the question, there will be space, there won't be an answer straight away. But the answer will drop in, and you will learn from the circumstances around you what really is your truth. Because if you're finding you're confused about which way to go, then you want to be able to trust, you can be discerning enough to see through things. And that's what I like to do with people, is to show them how I'm seeing things based on my experience professionally and also personally, and also having cleared the sort of fear goggles, right? I'm able to discern and look through things and go, well, that doesn't add up, and that doesn't add up, and that doesn't add up. Therefore, these things don't give me confidence that this is the way to proceed. So I'm not going to take someone else's idea about what I should do over my own, because these questions haven't been answered for me. And in fact, rather than them being taken seriously, they're being shut down, suppressed, ignored, or I am being invalidated as a result of raising these questions. All of that has to say something to you. And I know for many of us, it's like, oh, I've got enough going on. The last thing I need is another battle. But many of you have children. Things are going to be changing a lot in September in terms of what is expected. Like, things that we were told months ago wouldn't happen are happening. And those who dared to suggest that long ago had the finger pointed at them and told that they were basically, you know what, theorists, right? But calling something out, seeing it for what it is ahead of when it happens, and then being able to go, see, we said this was going to happen. That ain't a theory, right? That is being able to be discerning and to separate fact from fiction. So if you are ready, if you feel like, I want to trust myself, I want to know that if I unplug from this narrative and I plug into my inner resource, I am going to know for certain that I will always be able to find a way, no matter what, that the way will always be revealed to me, no matter what. When I've programmed my being to believe that I am safe, I am supported in all ways, I am eternal, infinite joy, I am invincible. How different is that? How different is your world going to be to, I'm not safe, everything's scary, everything's threatening, everyone wants a piece of me. If I'm not scared of this particular thing, I'm scared of the next thing or the next thing. Like, there's millions of things to be scared of. But what happens when you shift your focus for reasons to feel safe and supported? You will start to see evidence of it. So that is what this full moon co-creation meditation, world service and healing is all about on Sunday. If you want to take part, just look at the link that I'll put in this video. Follow it. It's a small purchase price, but ultimately you will be getting a lot of energy coming back to you. And this is what the outcomes are about, is being able to soothe that nervous system. We're going through this process between new moon and full moon where we are basically, we've set an intention, so all that's in resistance is going to come up, and then with the full moon you love up that resistance so that it's transmuted, and therefore you set your new vibration and you hold that until the next new moon comes and the next upgrade comes. All right, so there's always a place for that stabilizing, before we expand again. Stabilize and then expand again. And this is the journey I take you through. It's a little smidge of the coaching work that I do with my clients. It really is available to everybody, but I want to make sure that those that are serious about seeing the shifts in their own lives and in the collective are showing up, joining me with my inner circle, very high frequency beings that are working with me either as graduates of my coaching program or currently in the process of it. So you get to piggyback on that frequency as well, and it will affect you personally in a positive way and also the collective around you. So for the more deep conversations, you'll find those on my website, RozyGlow.com. Please sign up. I want to really build my mailing list and be able to have more open dialogue with people. Let them know things that ultimately will help you all to be discerning, to make your own decisions, to trust your gut, to share with your partners this information. And also, if you're interested in being part of a Critical Thinkers Practicing Discernment group, just let me know, okay? Message me up because I'll be very glad to add you into a space with that, but it is by invite only. Mwah! Loads of love. 11:30 a.m. British Standard Time on Sunday. You do need to sign up ahead of time, okay? And the more, the merrier. I'll look forward to seeing you. Bring your ceremonial grade cacao. If you haven't got any, you can purchase from my website. Oracle healing cards. Forgetting to say this, but you know that I work with these beautiful, beautiful cards. I now have them in stock. So if you would like to purchase, let me know. So they're coming from the UK, not from America. And crystal grids. Loads of crystals, really, really supporting. But just remember to cleanse those crystal grids. Otherwise, energy tends to stick around. I'll leave it for now, even. Lots of love. Take care.